Good evening, everybody, and a very warm welcome to the penultimate round of Formula Sim Racing Series, round number 7. And we head to the Ardennes Forest today in Spa-Francorchamps in Belgium, where they'll be racing in the Daytona prototype cars for this evening's event. So, as you probably have noticed, Charles is not here tonight. He is in France. Hopefully he's having a lovely time there. I think we're both quite jealous, to be honest, that he's there. But moving on, I'm standing in for him tonight. I'm Jess Ball, and joining in the commentary box, as always, as per the rest of the season, we've got James Montgomery. James, how are you doing? It's Spa. We're in the Daytona prototype cars. It should be a really fun evening tonight for our universities.
Absolutely agree with you. This one is stonking. I'm really looking forward to this one. It's the second fastest cars of the season. I think the only ones they've had which are faster than this are Formula Hybrid cars. Fair enough, 1,000 horsepower is a lot of power, but they were still doing about 310 kilometers per hour in qualifying tonight, weren't they?
Yes, 309 kilometers an hour was the fastest time as well, set by one of our universities as well, which is usually very, very quick as well. It's kind of like a balance, isn't it, between low downforce in places like Rouge, Radillon, Blanchimont as well, Kemmel Straight, to the medium to high downforce parts of the circuit, such as Pouhon, for example, and the Stablo and Campus corners as well. Hard to get the balance right, but that's what our students are going to be faced with today as well. You can't just have a car which is set for the straights, because you're going to have a car that's less stable in the corners. What do you think will be the driver's best setup for this circuit tonight?
Do you know what? I wish I had the magic answer to this one. It's, as you say, it's a compromise, and I think we're going to have to just wait and see how the races pan out, because qualifying had one half the story, because it looked like those with the most top speed were at the top. But less downforce means tyres are going to wear out quicker. Tyres wearing out quicker means that the cars with more grip may be stronger come the end of the race. So maybe in the first half of these 25-minute races, we're going to watch those on the skinny wings just pull away on the straights. And then once their tyres die down for the last 10, 12 minutes of the race, we're going to watch them get clawed in by those on the higher downforce settings. It's all about compromise, and I really don't know who's going to win this one tonight.
Yes, because you may be good at one lap pace, but race pace may be completely different. But before we head to our first race of the evening, we may as well talk us through what happened in round number 6 last week, which was in Finland. In the BMW, so we can see our results here. And Glasgow, just like they've done for the last couple of rounds already, they won last week, 94 points to hold 79 points as well. Salford wasn't that far behind last week in 3rd, Southampton in 4th, University of Wales in 5th as well, UWE in 6th as well. And we got Bolton, Wolverhampton, Oxford, and we got FSV in 10th position. As well, few other teams as well. Of course, we got a few people racing tonight as well, not scoring many points throughout that round, so we'll probably need to step it up for this round as well. But Glasgow, they're doing well in the last few rounds. They're leading the championship too. Can they make it 4 in a row?
If anyone's got, well, I was going to say if anyone's going to do it, they're literally the only one that can do it. But yes, no, with the way that their momentum's been at the moment, it's been phenomenal. Just looking at the championship standings here now, they've literally got one hand on the trophy at the moment. Reminder, guys, there's 100 points available, give or take, per round. So with only 2 rounds left in this season, and just look at that gap to Southampton. Yeah, this is what I mean. They've got one hand on the trophy already. But it wasn't this close. It's only literally in the last 2 rounds that suddenly Glasgow have leaped ahead. As we've seen so far this season, it's been Bolton, Southampton, and Glasgow all kind of taking it in turns with the wins, all taking it in turns with leading the championship. Southampton and Bolton, they've tripped over a couple of times in the last couple of rounds. And, well, as you saw there just last time out, they not only won the race, but they dominated it. They were miles ahead of the nearest person in the standings, and so they're raking in all these points. Now they're up to, 60 points ahead of Southampton. And to give an even bigger blow to poor Southampton and Bolton tonight, they're both one driver entries, which means they have to start from the back of the grid in the second race, and they're limited to half points as well. So they're trying to give the championship now to Glasgow, I think. But as I used to say to Giles, every time we do these, it's never over until the fat lady sings, and we may see Glasgow crashing out tonight, and actually the advantage is gone. So who knows? We're just going to have to wait 2 hours and see what it's like then.
As I like to say in my commentaries, for those of you that have joined from myself, anything can happen in these races. You never know. Glasgow could be somewhere near the bottom, but I think based on what we've seen in the last couple of rounds, they've been looking, I think, very, very strong, looking very, very strong in practice as well. So really great to see from them. But I think Southampton, coming off the back of winning the championship last year, they really want to do it again this time as well. They can still do it. It's not over. They may go on and win the thing as well. And Hull have been looking quite good in practice too as well. So like I was saying at the beginning of the stream, Daytona prototypes, the drivers, well, the teams, they've been given a car choice for tonight's race. And unsurprisingly, looking at the list this evening, a majority of them have gone for the Nissan, a few the Cadillac and the Acura as well. But Monty, are you not that surprised to see everyone going, well, pretty much everyone going for the Nissan as their car choice for this evening's races?
I think it was a bit of a slam dunk decision. However, what did surprise me was that Bolton did not go for the Nissan. So they're doing something a little bit different tonight, which, you know, fair enough. They've got nothing to lose at this point because they've lost some momentum in the last couple of rounds. Glasgow pulling away. This is essentially Glasgow's championship to lose now. So I can understand why they've gone down the conventional route. But Bolton, they seem to have found something in one of the other cars. So whilst, yeah, most of the teams are with Nissan, keep an eye out for Team 3 Bolton because they're doing something very different with both their car choice and their strategy tonight.
Yes, and of course, we've got a few jokers as well tonight. We've got quite a lot as well. So the Joker ballast, of course, that gets removed as well to give them a bit more speed. So those are the teams. So we've got University of Southampton, University of Salford, University of Bolton, University of Cambridge A, University of Hull, both Hull teams, I believe, as well. Both of the York teams, University of Oxford, we've got University of Aberdeen as well. So there will be our Joker ballast universities today for the penultimate round of the season. So I wonder if that's going to make a difference to the top speed. I think we've seen that in qualifying, how it's made a difference to some teams as well. And we have noticed as well, looking at the practice time as well, with this mod, there are some tyres on this mod that are not performing as they were expect in real life, but looking back into qualifying, we probably think that those tyres are probably performing a bit better. But obviously, we'll have to wait and see. But quite a lot of teams have chosen to go for the Joker ballast for tonight's race to give them a bit more top speed heading towards the low downforce corners, it looks like.
Absolutely. I'll tell you where else it's going to help them on acceleration as well, because so for context for anyone who's new to this series, guys, so the Joker ballast, what happens is for every race which we do, all the cars run with an additional 5% weight on them. And as part of the university team's strategies throughout the year, they're allowed to use a Joker ballast twice in the season. So that means it removes that extra 5%. These cars are back down to their original weight. A lot of them are using it tonight, which makes sense because these cars are about 1,000 kilos. So they've lost 50 kilos of weight tonight. That's half of me. That's probably one of anyone else. But that will give them essentially an extra half second of give them an extra half second of performance. A little bit of extra top speed, less weight, less tyre wear. So that's going to have a big play as the race goes on. And of course, under acceleration, coming out of bus stop chicane, coming out of La Source hairpin, 50 kilos less of acceleration, off they go.
To be honest, I still don't know why they call the penultimate corner bus stop chicane. There's no bus stop at the end of the day, but we're not the track designers, as it were. But I always like that corner as well. There's always some moves that people can make in single-seaters and in the LMPs as well. We've seen that in WEC a few times as well. We could be traced back to the mid-1920s when endurance racing has been a part of Spa as well, where these Daytona Pro-type cars have been seen as well. And since 2012, Spa has been a regular stop on the wet calendar as well. So it's a very popular track, used to host the 6 hours too. 7.004 kilometers in length. Second longest circuit on the wet calendar as well, after Le Mans as well. So it's a very long lap. The whole time, I believe, if I remember, was a 2-minute lap time, which I have to say is pretty quick around these cars. Not compared to, obviously, if you're used to Formula One, it's around about the 1 minute 40 area. It's a pretty much 20 seconds slower, but still it's quite a quick car. We've got a few minutes before the warm-up starts and should be getting going. 2 races tonight, and with drivers, with teams that have 2 drivers. 1 driver will be racing in race 1 and 1 driver will be racing in race 2, and it's around 25 minutes each per race as well. And then obviously we have a little bit of a break in between races, so drivers can have a bit of a debrief in between their unis as well, to see what they've done right, what they could have done better with their setup as well, which really helps them prepare. It's not just about the racing, it's Formula Student at the end of the day, isn't it? It's just finding a setup that works well, which could prepare them for the real life world as well, maybe the real life competition in Silverstone. And it's not very long to go. It's pretty much almost in a month's time until most of the teams head off to Silverstone to race for real.
Absolutely, and I'm looking forward to seeing what they've built for this year as well. I used to be a Formula Student team member myself, or competitor back in the day. Far too old to be doing that now, but I'm still there as a volunteer. But so for the last 9 months, guys, a lot of these guys, in addition to doing the esports, which you're seeing here, they're building race cars, and they're going to go and race them in Silverstone next month. So this esports series, the final, will be running in conjunction with the full Formula Student series, all of which you can find right here on the YouTube channel. So if you have not subscribed yet, make sure you have stuck in your subscription, so that way you can see the finals of the esports, which will be happening live at Williams's Esports Centre next month, and of course Formula Student proper throughout the whole weekend in Silverstone. It's going to be fabulous, and we really hope that you're going to be there and enjoy it.
And I do believe for the Silverstone event, tickets are on sale. I just checked the Silverstone website. Spectators tickets are on sale, so you do want to come and support any of the universities as well. I know there are a few people in the chat watching from certain universities as well. Check out the Silverstone website as well. I think there's links all over the place as well, if you want to check that out as well. Good value for money if you want to see how a Formula Student competition works. Even if you're not from any of the universities, go and give it a watch as well, and see if you want to enter your university in the future as well. And I'm kind of jealous, actually, and I haven't done a engineering course at uni, because I would have loved to have taken part, but I'm not as obviously geeky as engineering as other people, which is why we've got Monty as co-com. Obviously, I'm not the best at those type of things, but obviously getting better, of course. And we're just moments away of the drivers getting into the server as well for race 1, and we are about to get going for 25 minutes of action. And let's have a look at qualifying. Actually, qualifying was a very interesting affair as well, and we should be in for a cracker as well. And quite close between qualifying 4 attempts separating the people in qualifying 1, and qualifying 2 was close as well, which should be a lot of fun as well. But yeah, should be a cracker.
Yeah, no, there's a lot going on. There's a lot at stake tonight. As I say, I think we're going to see Glasgow play it very, very cautiously, but we're going to see other teams going for it, because they've got nothing to lose tonight. I'm just having a look on our Discord server, so I can see that they've said the server is launched. We're now on to a 5-minute warm-up, so I'm just trying to connect onto there so I can get you guys some live pictures. True to form, technology is not being my best friend at the moment, so we'll be on there in just a second. We'll get some glorious pictures for us us all to look at. It's a sunset round as well tonight, you see, guys, so I'm really looking forward to this. You can probably hear the growl of a car in the background now, guys. That means we're loading up. That definitely means we're loading up, so I think we'll stop with the music for now. And let's move on to some live pictures. Welcome to Virtual Spa-Francorchamps, everyone. And we're going to start off first, before we have a look at the cars on the track, we're going to start off with a quick meme for everyone. Here is our TV car. It is a beloved Formula Student decor with pictures of yours truly on the front. The Institute...
Yeah, there's Giles and yourself.
yeah, there's Giles on the rear wing, so we hope you're enjoying this, Giles. This was for you, but unfortunately you decided to go to France instead, so you don't get to enjoy this car tonight. And then our media manager from the IMEC as well, Mr. Dane Cave, who without him you wouldn't be able to see anything which is going on YouTube tonight, so thank you very much for that, guys. Yes. As the meme says there, like a sir. So thank you very much. So yeah, I think we'll swap some camera angles. Let's go and actually see what the actual cars are doing now, I think. Oh, right, okay.
Oh my god.
That's me with my long hair as well. So, okay, that's enough of the IMEC car. Let's go and look at... Let's go look at the actual cars. Here we are, Jess. So, we're on track. We're looking at Salford at the moment. We've got 2 minutes to go before the grids form up.
Wow, that was actually quite funny, not gonna lie as well. I used to have very long hair myself, but I have it a little bit shorter. I'm actually gonna have it cut very soon before I actually go to Silverstone, not for Formula Student, but for the British Grand Prix a week before as well. So should be very, very exciting as well. So yes, hopefully you're supporting your favourites in the chat as well. Ned saying Glasgow going full send. I'm not really that surprised, even though they've got nothing to lose as well, as you can see Salford going towards, past Brussels, heading towards No Name Corner as well, which can catch a lot of people out if they're running a low downforce setup, as I found a couple of weeks ago when I was doing a Spa race as well. And it is interesting, actually. A few drivers can go for a spin if they're not too careful as well. What about the track temperatures as well? Does that make a difference around here with those setups?
Massively. Massive. Think about it. The only thing in contact with the track is your tyres. So if your tyres are under temperature, they're not going to be as sticky, and that means you're not going to get as much grip. So cooler track temperatures, you tend to find the cars are more slipperier. That means more extra top speeds because you've got less friction, of course. But I think a lot of people would prefer to go for warmer track surface, so they get really sticky tyres, and that means they can carry much more speed through the corners. Having said, oh, nice slideways moment there from Salford. Having said that, they haven't got that choice tonight because it's going to be 6 p.m. server time when the first race begins. So it's just going to get cooler and cooler as the races go on tonight, guys.
Yeah, well, current temperature in the warm-up session, track temperature 27 degrees, and ambient temperature 26 degrees, so not the temperatures that you would expect obviously in the daytime. Obviously it's very, very cooler as well, as we are just about to finish the warm-up and they are about to get going. It is Salford that tops the practice session, but that doesn't mean anything. All that counts is for the race. And just a quick reminder as well, with the 100 points on offer as well, they do get a point for pole position and they do get a point for fastest lap. So technically 102 points are available as well. I didn't see the results of qualifying too, so I don't know who's got overall pole and who's got the fastest time overall, but we'll have to see what we could do there as well. Top speeds around about 308, 309 miles per hour as well that they can reach through up the top. They're heading towards Eau Rouge, as we can see the second whole team going through now as well, and it's such a brilliant part of the circuit as well. Lovely views as well, bearing in mind it used to be double the amount of the current Spa circuit that we are seeing today, but due to safety reasons, due to a campaign by Jackie, Jackie Stewart, I believe, who highlighted the safety shortcomings. They cancelled that race in 1969, and the safer 7-kilometre layout was introduced back in 1979 before more races were introduced back in 1983 as well. And the elevation changes quite a bit. Sorry?
I was going to say, adding an extra fact onto there, because you were saying earlier about, I don't know why the bus stop chicane is called the bus stop chicane. Fun fact was when they built this, rebuilt this current circuit in 79, that was because the old circuit was public roads. So where that chicane was literally the bus stop for that route. So that was why they called the chicane the bus stop chicane, because they basically destroyed what was the bus stop there to put a chicane in.
Yes, and as you can see, not much sausage curbs, luckily, on Assetto Corsa, because I know in games I play, the sausage curbs can be absolutely deadly and send you into a spin. So hopefully we're not going to see that tonight as well. I actually raced the historic layout of Francorchamps. I'm on Project Cars too. I think you can still access that as well, but obviously it's removed from the PS Store. So, but I still have it, so I can still download it. Very, very nice to drive as well. I could catch people out as well if you're not careful. I always like driving the historic circuits. Have you ever driven any historic circuits on previous games as well? And do you wish they would ever make a return to any series?
Wow, there are many, many historical circuits I've driven. I've done sim racing for about 20 years now, and back in the days of R Factor 1, there was a huge community on building with these original circuits, be it the original version of Nürburgring as it would have been in the 20s and 30s, Clermont-Ferrand, the original Kyalami in South Africa,
yes,
and even Bathurst without the chase chicane in it as well, you know, and you think, oh, it would be so fun to see us do some series on it now. At the same time, I don't think the circuits would be suitable for modern cars now. But it's still good to have that opportunity where in a virtual world you can put a modern car on the classic track, and then if you crash, well, you don't die, you just go and hit escape and go and do it again.
Yeah, that is true as well. So the drivers are getting ready, of course. Only 21 drivers here this evening as well, because there are some teams that are putting their sole focus into getting their real-life cars ready for the Silverstone race in pretty much over a month's time. And luckily, Dane, who's in the chat, just gave a cheeky plug and put the link in the chat to the tickets as well. So if you haven't got your tickets yet and want to support your favourite university or even your own university, I suggest you go and check them out as well. A few people commenting in a live chat, a few people cheering on Manchester as well. There's Joe that just said go on Salford as well. Let us know who you're supporting in the chat, and if we get any quiet moments, we will read your messages as well. And where are you watching from as well, because we are a global phenomenon as well. So make sure you check them out as well. Good to see all of you watching in the live chat. And of course, we've got Cambridge, who did very well in qualifying, starting on pole position, the number 4, of course. And we got Salford lining up on the front row. And then we got Southampton in P3, and the number 25 of Glasgow, our championship leaders, in 4th place. So pretty much Salford and Southampton and Cambridge starting ahead of our championship leaders, Glasgow. But Glasgow is going to get a lovely tow. So I wonder how that's going to affect their races as well. Is it best to start pole position around this track, do you think?
If you can get the jump off everyone, yes. If your start's questionable, you'll likely be 3rd or 4th by the time you reach the end of the Kemmel Straight, because the slipstream is just so powerful here.
Yes, and bearing in mind as well, each team, each university have been given tyre allocations throughout this entire esports series as well that they had to stick to. They finalised it before the first round as well. So we've got quite a lot of people wanted to save their soft for the penultimate round. Few people on the mediums, few people on the hards. They have to stick to it. Otherwise, they would get a penalty, and we wouldn't want that, would we? A lot of support for Kingston in the chat. We got Denise as well, Lukash as well. I think I said your name right. And David saying hopefully those hard tyres will do well. Why I Am On Fire, lovely name. Go on Wales as well. Nice to see the support in the chat as well. Keep them coming in as well. And maybe some of you would want to take part in the future as well, if you're doing an engineering type course too. So we're just lining up through the grid as well. So we've got whole, I think it's whole A, I believe, that's starting in 5th place. I'm trying to get used to the names, unfortunately. We got the number 6 of, is that Hall again? No, that's not.
Oh,
number 3,
yep,
sorry. Number 3, Bolton. There we go. I got confused with the position numbers. Trying to get used to it. Number 9, University of Wales in 7th position. Number 8 is the number 41, University of Aberdeen. Number 9 is the number 8 of UPV as well, University of the Basque Country. I love that. The University of Hull B team in number 10, number 47. And we are about to get underway, hopefully, for the 6 red lights. I'm used to being 5 red lights in Formula 1,
lights,
but
yeah.
there we go. 6 red lights here. Pause. And we are underway here at Francorchamps. Looks like a good start from the University of Cambridge. Salford as well, struggling a little bit. We've got Southampton trying to dive it up the inside as well, heading towards last source. Clean for most people. A few people trying to go a bit wide. There's a few people spinning as well in the background, struggling a little bit there. A few dropping position in the background, but Cambridge is pulling away absolutely nicely. Don't forget they have got a setup which helps them in these straights, but what about Pullman as well? That's going to be interesting. We've got Kingston doing well as well. Southampton down into 4th place. Hull up into 2nd place. They have an almighty start. Salford down into 3rd. They're all gaining positions left, right and centre. 2 wide heading towards Secom. That's very, very tight if you can make it stick as well. And due to it being sunset, they have to run the headlights too. But overall, good start from Cambridge, and they're pulling away rapidly by a second.
Fantastic start from Cambridge. Likewise, a fantastic start from Hull, 6th to 2nd. Jumped away with that one. And Glasgow, likewise, up into 3rd. And crucially, ahead of both of their championship protagonists. Southampton down to 4th and Bolton remaining in 6th.
Yes, indeed. Now heading towards the Puon now as well. And they're making sure that they could use as much of the curb as they possibly can to get speed. They're now heading towards Canvas as well, the University of Bolton team. Not doing very well at the moment, but they're on the medium tyres, don't forget. So obviously tyre degradation may be a lot better than the softs, but obviously it could help them towards the end of the race, even though the softs will be a little bit quicker to start with. And that is what our top 2 are doing for this evening's proceedings. Cambridge and Hull both on the soft tyres. We've got Salford on the softs as well. And I think we got the number 18 as well, the 2nd York team, who is running the hard compound tyre as well. So we got a battle. Someone has dropped that. Southampton has dropped massively down. What's happened there?
That's a good question. I'm trying to get a camera angle to work out what's happened then. I've completely missed that one, but yeah, they've gone from 4th to 6th there, so I presume they probably outbrake themselves into bus stop chicane. I'll see if I can find out more information for you on that.
Yeah, and don't forget as well, if Dane could very kindly post in the chat as well, we've got live timings as well. So UWE, the number 5 car's lost in the bus stop chicane as well. That's not good. They dropped down to near the back of the grid. We've got the number 29 near them, the University of Oxford. They've not had the best of races, but the only way is up. They've got 22 minutes left. Still a lot can happen as we've got Southampton. Oh, those 2 made contact. No, that's not good at all. We got also the number 1 involved as well. That was Southampton, I believe not. Kingston as well, the number 20. They're all getting caught out, heading in towards Secom. Usually 3 wide does not go well. This is just going to help Cambridge absolutely massively right now. So they've got a 2-second lead over everybody. Hull's going to like this as well. The number 6 there in 2nd. And Glasgow as well up to 3rd. And then we got the number 26 of Strathclyde as well. They've had a brilliant start, and they've got a decent gap behind as well between themselves and the whole B car. But that was quite a bit of carnage there as well from quite a few cars. Southampton though, not the best of races so far, but the only way is up for them. They're still chasing down the Bolton car as well in P6, so it's not over yet. the conditions can favour them towards the end of the race, as we got York that's dropped down a few positions as well, down to 16th place.
Tell you what, Southampton are going to be kicking themselves for that lap. One error in the bus stop chicane dropped them down 3 places, and then another contact there with Bolton. Those are the 2 championship protagonists, the only ones who can stop Glasgow from basically winning this title this year. And they both go and take each other out, and now look, they're about 10 seconds behind Glasgow. And again, they contacted again! No! Oh dear, guys!
My, what is happening with Bolton and Southampton? Surely they don't want to give the championship away to Glasgow. Come on, I mean, that's just absolutely crazy. I mean, it is hard. Maybe, potentially, it could be down to their setup as well, that maybe they put too much on the accelerator, because that's what you could do in low downforce as well. That's what I found as well. The less downforce you put on the car, the more that you have to be delicate towards the throttle as well when you go through these tight corners. We got Salford as well, has made a pass on the University of Aberdeen as well, ending up into 6th place. But we've got another challenging car as well heading towards Lake Como. Salford managing to maintain their position as well. Aberdeen and the number 27 as well of Edinburgh as well. So the 2 Scotland universities rivaling up together today, which is great to see as well. Good to see a variety of different people from across all 4 nations of the UK. And of course, we've got people from Thailand as well, Sweden, Canada as well, with the second York team, because don't forget there are some obviously people in universities that are international as well. So that's great to see. And who's behind the number 8? So number 9 at the moment, and the P9 at the moment, University of Wales as well. I've been to Wales pretty much a month ago. Really nice part of the world as well. I would recommend. I would go again next year as well. We stayed near a castle, which was very nice as well. Oh, that's very close towards Walfare. And as I just talked about Wales, they spun. Oh my goodness,
and they've taken out Bolton.
Huge
they've taken out
crash.
Bolton with them. Oh no.
Bolton, their day has just gone from bad to worse. And unfortunately, that's an example of a commentator's curse. As soon as I talk about Wales, Wales has gone on and spin. So I do apologise about that. Bolton now down into 15th place. Let's just hope they have a good race too. But as I usually say in my races, never give up, because we could have some other issues from certain drivers as well. Fastest laps going left, right and centre at the moment, as we've got Manchester trying to go down the inside of the Wales car as well. And Manchester up into P12. Southampton making ground and a comeback as well, up into 7th place. So they're having a much better comeback compared to everybody else. Meanwhile, the gap at the lead is about 5 seconds. Holby getting past the number 26 car, but the 26 car is fighting back, heading towards Lecom. They're not going to go through the right-hand side, or maybe they make a bit of contact again. A lot of people taking risks tonight, and as you were saying earlier on in the broadcast as well, these teams lower down in the championship, they got nothing to lose. So some people are like, you know what, we are just going to give it our all tonight, and you can absolutely tell they're giving it their all, and a lot of risks are being made at the moment. But we got Aberdeen trying to fight for position, heading past Brussels as well. They're still going to go side by side, heading towards an understeery part into Nottingham. They keep their position then, and they stay P8, but for how much longer? Very, very good race for them so far, and I wonder if that's going to be the same for race 2 as well.
Oh, and they've just fallen off at the next corner, then given the position back to Napier, and narrowly avoided by Kingston as well. Oh well, they've got it all to do again.
And look who's just joined in the chat, Monty. We got the lovely Giles saying, evening from France, all fantastic action. Yes, it is fantastic action. I'm very jealous that you're in France as well. Hopefully you're having a lovely time there as well. And it was raining a little bit there today, so hopefully you didn't get caught in that, fingers crossed. But yeah, nice to see you there in the chat as well. But we've got Glasgow setting the fastest lap, 2 minutes 1 was the fastest lap as well, and chasing down P1 as well. At Cambridge, pretty much starting as it means to go on. 309 kilometres an hour was their top speed in qualifying, and we didn't actually get to see the laps, but we were able to see the data, and it was incredible to see how much top speed they were getting. So I think Cambridge must be going for a balanced setup, which was what we wanted. and it's definitely helping tonight. Pretty much Glasgow, Hull, Cambridge, and also the number 26 as well, Strathclyde. They've been keeping it to themselves, avoiding the carnage, and it's definitely paying dividends at the moment. And a bit of a squirmy moment from Glasgow, but for Glasgow's sake, they can play it safe because their nearest championship contenders have gone for a spin at the moment. And Neb is just saying Glasgow are cooking, and I have to say they definitely are at the moment. They don't have to win this race to be leading the championship because they've got a commanding lead anyway, and it pretty much for them, they could just keep her on the road, and it would really help them going into the final round in just a month's time.
Absolutely. They can enjoy this race today, and knowing that my dad is probably watching the stream at the moment and being a Glaswegian himself, this is pleasing news to him. But actually, I would say the story so far, Jess, is England's pain, i.e. Southampton and Bolton, has been Scotland's gain, because look at this. We have Glasgow in second, we have Strathclyde in fourth, we have Edinburgh and Napier in 8th, and we have Aberdeen in 10th. They're having an absolute field day at the moment, Scotland.
And speaking of England, we got Salford, who's just got past in Paul Frere. I have to say, I'm liking this race already. There's people that are taking overtakes that you can't possibly do in single-seater cars, but they're proving us wrong today as well. We got the second whole B car as well through Blanchimont. We'll see who has the better straight line speed as well. Looks like Hull has got the good straight line speed too as they dive it down the inside, potentially through the bus stop chicane, trying to go the long way around. He cuts almost that corner, and Hull B up into 5th place, but we've got the number 26 of Strathclyde. They don't want to give up this top 5 that easily. Trying to go around the outside into La Source. I don't think it's going to work out this time as well, but they're still doing a very great job, I have to say. Fair play to them as well, making up places of the start too, and you can see the onboard shot. It looks absolutely brilliant as well. Really fun to drive them in other games too. I've never experienced it on a Assetto Corsa myself. I love the engine noises as well, and we've got another Hull supporter as well, so I think they're very glad that Hull is doing well in 3rd and 5th. One on the podium, one in the top 5. That's really great. Don't forget they are in different teams as well, so there we go, heading past Lecom now. No such trouble there too, and don't forget you can still check out the live timing too. All of them, quite a lot of them, seem to be very bunched together too. Top speeds at the moment. The fastest top speed right now currently set by Hull, Salford in P4, and of course we've got Cambridge, 307 kilometres an hour, and I have to say that is huge in a DPI car. I have to say, quite incredible stuff. I don't think I could reach those speeds. It does take some setup skill in order to reach that.
Yes, and I have to say, if anyone's going to be able to set up the cars, it's going to be these guys. These are the future engineering stars of the world, guys. Remember, Formula Student was patroned by Ross Brawn, so who you're seeing here competing just now, you're probably going to see them in F1 teams, Le Mans teams, other motorsport teams in the future. This is them, for a better word, earning their craft at the moment. Okay, it's in a virtual environment, but we'll get to see them do it properly next month in a real environment as well.
Yes, I'm honestly very excited for that as well. I was watching a few videos as well of the Formula Student event, and it looks very, very fun as well. And they take it very, very seriously. They do presentations as well about the car and see why they design it differently. And all Kingston as well, trying to go side by side into Blanchimont, backs out of it, which I think was a sensible thing to do. But are they going to be brave and potentially go for a dive bomb into the bus stop? Oh, someone's made a mistake. The number 27 of Edinburgh made a mistake there. That's going to allow Kingston to get a bit of slipstream, and so heading towards turn number 1, but they're staying behind for now. Here we go, Kingston down the inside in towards their source. No, not quite at the moment. They could get the run heading towards El Rouge as well. Aberdeen's in there as well. I won't be surprised if the two Scotland teams work together. Not gonna lie, as a team Scotland. If they're not, then probably they'll think about it in the final round in the month's time as well, where they pretty much maybe see each other in the future, maybe in real life, of course. But here's Aberdeen, and they're riding on board with the number 41. Oh, he backs off a little bit. We've got Kingston closing the door there. Oh, that's not good for Aberdeen. Hits that bump as well, which I've done a few times on Sims, and that's dropped him, I think, about a few seconds as well. and that allowed the number 9 of the University of Wales to catch up once again. But we got Manchester, they're in a heated battle as well with the second York team as well. And I believe the second York team as well, both are from Canada. I did spoke to them as well before the race in the driver's briefing. Both really nice guys as well, and love what they do at Formula Student as well. And great to see we have a true international presence here at Formula Student. Don't forget, they don't just go to Silverstone, they go to many places around the world, of course, if people can afford it. And different global universities also take part too. So yes, great to see that it's not just popular in the UK, it's popular in places like Canada, Sweden and Portugal as well, as Manchester goes off.
I think they were getting a bit too much turbulence there from Canadian York, or La Sonde, I think is the other name that they go by. But yeah, sometimes you get into that dirty air for too long, the tyres get a little bit too warm, and yeah, we just saw it there. Manchester tried turning in, the back end wanted to know nothing about it, and nice save though, it has to be said.
Yeah, that was a very good save. That could have ended up, I think, in the wall, but if you have the setups to control your saves very nicely, then that's very good as well. And I'm starting to get used to, obviously, the liveries as well. They do look very, very nice. And usually when I commentate on a series, it does take me a while, but since they go by universities, it makes things a lot easier for me as well. Looking at the tyres, I'm actually very impressed with Hull B at the moment, because they are on the hard sides and they seem to be making it work. 5th place. And they're like, we don't care that we put on the hard tyres, just put on the challenge. And the challenge is definitely working at the moment. We've got the number 9 car of Wales as well. They're currently on the mediums, trying to chase down the hard tyre runner of Kingston. For sure, that means they've got an advantage at the moment, but wait until pretty much the end of the race, where potentially the hards will have a bit more tyre deg compared to the mediums. Of course, for some tyres, this mod is not, the duration may not be what you expect in terms of real life, but to be fair, it makes the racing more fun and more competitive as well. I don't have to worry about tyres all the time. They could just focus on the cars in front as well, which is always nice to see as well. Gap to leader between Glasgow and Cambridge, 6.9 seconds. 7 laps have gone already around this circuit. And at the moment, unless Cambridge have a mare, it looks like it's Cambridge for the taking. But we've got a battle still here as well. Bit of contact in the background. I think it's through campus as well, heading towards Stable 01. Wales in this as well. They're potentially going to go 3 wide into Paul Frere as well. They're keeping it very, very clean. Fair play to... Oh, no, they're not. I spoke too soon. He's gone for a spin at number 9, unfortunately. University of Wales, but the University of the Basque Country trying to catch up as well to the Kingston car. So University of Wales dropped down, and the Basque Country moving up into 11th spot on these soft tyres. And you can see the clouds, it's getting a bit dark as well. Track temperature dropping as we speak. It's going to make a difference to these tyres. We could see a lot more mistakes as we get into the final 8 minutes of this race.
It's been a fascinating race to watch so far, but I have to say, Jess, commentators curse much. That's about the 4th time we've done it so far tonight.
I swear to God, every time I do these type of streams around Spa, it's not intentional. I say good things about a driver, and then they end up spinning. I think it may be just the circuit. So I'm trying to avoid that, but it may be just a myth, the commentators curse. What? We don't know as well. Don't forget, if you are liking this action tonight, of course we've still got one more round in a month's time, and make sure you give us a like on this video, hit subscribe as well, and hit that bell when you are new, so you can check when the latest stream and video does go live as well, so you do get notified. And don't forget, once this race is over, we have a little bit of a break, and then we got race 2 as well, as Cambridge is about to lap one of the cars as well. I believe that's number 29 of Oxford. So Oxford are a lap down, unfortunately. Fair play to them to still keep going. I have to say, I would give them the never give up award. I mean, usually some people I commentate on, if they are a lap down, they just give up and go home. But not Oxford. Just like in their name, they're determined, want to learn as much as they can about the car. So all of this will help in their challenges they've got to do. Obviously, for former student as well. All the setup data that they are gaining could help them in that way. So the more track time they gain, the more it will help them there, and the more it will help for race 2 to give to their second driver.
Absolutely. However, for anyone out there that believes in that old school adage of Oxford versus Cambridge, which one's the better university, bit of a short debate tonight based on this performance, but there's still a second race to go, so who knows what's going to happen? Who knows what's going to happen? However, Bolton are in the pits. Something has happened to Bolton.
Out of the race?
We're going to have to look to Discord guides and see if we can find out, but that's one of our championship protagonists. They were already having an awful race at that time, and, well, that's finished it off for them now.
They haven't left the server, because I'm looking at my timings, they haven't left the server, so I wonder if it's an internet issue that their team has had. If it is, that is very frustrating, because I know I've commentated on a set of course competition now, I've commentated on R-Factor 2 in the past, and it's always a nightmare when there's always a battle like this going on and then someone just disconnects out of nowhere or hits a wall or something.
Oh, but, that's late on the brakes.
That's huge! Huge dive bomb for the number 27, but the number 41 of Aberdeen saying, thank you very much, I'm getting that position back, thank you very much. And if that worked, then fair play to them, they're not giving up. I'm surprised I didn't end up in a crash, but that just goes to show they have brilliant car controls. We've got the University of Aberdeen in P8, and then we've got number 27 of Edinburgh as well. So 2 Scottish teams once again, and we got pretty much 3 Scotland teams, 7th, 8th and 9th. So there we go. And then we got Hull, and who is that? We got Salford as well going in this as well. But don't forget the final spot on the podium. They did make a bit of contact as well, and don't forget, points mean anything in this sim series, so they really want to be getting the points here today as well. And we're not getting the battle for the win, but we're getting the battle for the final spot on the podium, and I have to say that's good enough for me. And they're both on the soft compounded tyres, so even Stevens for them in terms of tyres is going to be down to the setter and the driver skill here. They come towards El Rouge for potentially 2 more times today as well, and takes that curve very nicely indeed. He's going to pull to the slipstream as well. Is he going to go left or right? He's going to go left as well. The number 6 manages to keep his line as well, but who's going to have the better exit heading towards Acom as well? Hull goes off, and Salford regains position up to 3rd. So Hull making a mistake, missing its braking point, unfortunately, which is a bit of a shame. But that could have been a very great move, but just, I think, losing their braking point was a bit unfortunate. But still, a few more laps to go. Still anything can happen. They're still quite close as well. They've got a big gap to the cars behind as well. So anything can happen on that regard as well. We've also got a fight between the 2 Scottish teams again in P8 and P9. And we also got the University of the Basque Country as well, and Kingston. So they're all fighting for pretty much as many points as they possibly can. With 3 minutes to go, I think after this, I think we would have 1 more lap, I believe, or is it +1 lap when they hit 0?
Nope, so whenever it hits 0 on the counter, that will be the last lap there. Ooh, nice sideways moment there from Victoria, but yes, no, as soon as we see that timer hit 0, that will be the last lap.
Yes, okay, that explains it. I gathered that was the case, but I just obviously wanted to double check, and it does have the ones who are new to former student, and we got Ray Han himself in. That's how you say it. If I don't say it like that, I do apologise. Wilkinson doing Cambridge proud, and I have to say I do agree they're doing a splendid job for the University of Cambridge. And you can see the Basque Country looking at the mirrors of University of Aberdeen and Edinburgh and Strathclyde as well. And you can see that the VIT has lost a lot of time. Here comes Kingston as well, losing a bit of ground to the University of Wales through Paul Frere. Top speed around about 309 kilometres an hour. So let's see if Kingston can do that as well. He's going to go, I think he's going to go left, it seems, as well. We see many moves at the bus stop chicane today. Some of them have worked well, some of them do not. I think Kingston could try it out on the final lap as well. It could be a last lap dash to the finish, it looks like, as well. And goes to Turismo saying spicy moves. I have to say, I agree with that as well. Some really great moves today as well. We could see one right now as well, as we got Wales, who's trying to go down the inside of Kingston up into 11th. No, that's not Wales. That's someone else. That is number 9.
That's Trinity
yeah,
St David. Trinity St David. Apologies there. Yeah, that's Trinity
St
David.
There we go.
Yeah,
it's University of Wales and University of South Wales, but the University of South Wales are not here tonight, so hopefully I'll be forgiven. By the way, guys, I only found out about this morning and only had like 5 hours to get used to these codes. So there we go. So, spin!
That's Victoria off. Dang.
So that's Basque Country off on the final lap. They were making so much headway, weren't they? Good comeback from then. And that's allowed some more teams to climb up. The University of Wales Trinity St David have gained positions once again. So there we go, up into 9th spot.
Absolutely.
And it looks like we could have a close finish than we thought.
Absolutely, no, it's going on everywhere. However, I'm just looking at the track map. This looks like Wilco, Cambridge, they've only just passed the start-finish line now because they're a minute ahead of 10th position, which is so impressive. They just leaped away from everyone. So actually, this is Cambridge just starting their last lap now, which means this battle down in 9th and 10th, they've still got another whole lap to go afterwards.
Exactly, just like we were saying, as soon as the checkered flag, as soon as the clock strikes 0, as soon as the leader crosses the line, that will be the end of the race, but then they will still be allowed to obviously complete their laps as well. Absolutely brilliant drive so far from Wilkinson, but he can't afford to become complacent as we've got a slow car. That's Kingston.
Looks like they had a spin.
Has he run out of fuel? Well, no, he's all good. He's spun. Okay,
yeah,
so we were panicking. We were panicking that he's put less fuel in the car as well.
It has happened. It's happened in other rounds. It's mad.
I have done it in F1 before. I've put less fuel in the car that didn't work. Oh, we got Southampton and Hull going at it. Hull up into 4th now as well, past Brussels at Bruchel. I don't know how we got. Oh no! Southampton again having a bit of a tank slapper through no name as well. That is sad. That's lost a chunk of time as well. But around about 4, just about a few seconds in between as well. It's hard to tell with the timing sheets as well. But you can see the sun is really blinding them in the eyes as well. And it's not very long to go until our leader crossed the line to win the race. But the number 1 up into 5th place. But for the final time, here comes Wilkinson from the University of Cambridge. Through the last corner to the start-finish straight. And for the first race this evening, University of Cambridge have come out on top. He's weaving in celebration. Brilliant job to him by 8.2 seconds. Glasgow, they played it safe this evening, but they can do, and it helped them. The number 25 in a second. Great job on those medium tyres. Highs on the medium tyres as well. And Salford will get the final spot on the podium. Hull lost a bit of time there, but still 4th place for Hull, I have to say, is absolutely fantastic. And Hull B lost a bit of time to Southampton, so Southampton is up into 5th. The number 47 of Hull B will cross the line in a 6th. The number 26 of Strathclyde will cross the line in 7th. But what about this little battle again between Edinburgh and Aberdeen? Which is the best Scotland university out of these two? Whoa. We'll have to wait and see. I'm liking this battle, I have to say. We got Eldon versus Cam. I can't pronounce his last bit of the name. I'll just say by the university, of course, as well. And, of course, we've got the University of Trinity St David as well fighting that final spot. So is he going to go for a late 10 into the final corner? Going to be a photo finish? No! So they stay in 8th and 9th. And we got University of Edinburgh in 7th, and in 10th place, number 27th of Edinburgh. So number 7 and number 26 was Strathclyde as well. So that's who they were fighting for as well. It's hard to get used to names, and we got people doing donuts across the line. That's really great to see. So we're just waiting for Manchester, the second University of York team, and UWE to cross the line, whereas the other team, York, Cardiff, Oxford, and number 3 of Bolton, 1 lap down. But for Bolton, not looking good for them in terms of the championship, but still one more race to go.
Absolutely, and as I like to say, it's never over until the fat lady sings, but my goodness, that was a heck of a first race. We'll be doing this all again in a couple of minutes' time. We will be going on to a break, guys, but I just wanted to say before we go off, fair play, firstly to Wilco and to Cambridge. That's their first victory in any race this season. They were one of the championship protagonists last year, and they've been really struggling to get drivers onto the team this year. Wilco's been having to do most of the races by himself, including tonight, so he's going to have to start from the back of the grid. So the pace has definitely been there, but by not having a full team, they've not been able to be up there in the standings. So I'm very, very pleased to see that they managed to get a win in, because the pace has definitely been there all year. Secondly, I'm also very, very pleased to see that after all the concerns we've had over the last 2 weeks about the soft tyres, first, second and fourth finished on softs. So all well ends well, as they say, Jess?
Yes, and Giles just put in the chat, he leaves the country, and then suddenly Glasgow get a P2 and not a P1. It's probably because you're not in the commentary box, potentially, as well. Maybe you should not be in the commentary box more often. Only joking, of course. Giles will be back, don't forget, for the final round in a month's time at Williams Esports, which is going to be very, very exciting. Hope that all goes well as well. And great to see everybody supporting our unit in the chat as well. We will hear from Wilkinson at the end after race 2 when we do the post-driver interviews. So we will speak to him, find out a bit about how his race is going, and find out about race 2 as well. See how we can cope from the back of the grid as well, because we want to see how we found that challenge as well, which does mean we will have some different universities trying to fight it up the front as well. Glasgow will be back in there as well. And for most teams, they will be having different drivers, but there will be a lot of universities starting at the back, like you were saying, Monty, due to the fact they only had one driver tonight in their lineup. A few last-minute dropouts as well, which is a bit of a shame, and that's not helped some drivers who had to prepare for 2 races. But it's good for some drivers looking for redemption, of course. But what are they going to be doing now between race 1 and race 2? Really, it's about debriefing the second driver to see if they've done something right, keep it up, use this up. If not, what they could do better.
Absolutely. Yep. No, I think that's I couldn't have said that one better myself, actually, Jess. It's going to be interesting to see what they can come back with. I think a lot of the teams, their drivers have been working throughout the year to try and be similar in their styles, so they don't have to make too many adjustments to the cars. That way they can almost focus on the fact that if there needs to be a change, it's because there's a car issue, setup issue, rather than driver issue, shall we say. So obviously some drivers will naturally be faster than the other. I have noticed strategically that some of the teams there have waited for race 2 before they unleash their fast drivers, shall we say. So it will be interesting to see if it's the same universities in the top 3 for race 2, or if we're going to find anyone else in there, that's for sure.
I think that's why I like that format, to be honest, not gonna lie, because it allows, I think, more universities to be in the mix as well. But we are going to take a short break for proceedings before we start race 2, so don't be too long. It gives you a chance to get some drinks as well, get some snacks as well before race 2 begins. So sit back, we won't be long, we'll see you in a minute for race 2.
Cheers.
Welcome back to the penultimate round number 7. We've just done race 1. We've had our break as well. Hopefully this has given you all a chance to stretch your legs and have some snacks as well. And the drivers that are going to be racing in race 2 has just had their warm-up, and hopefully they are raring to go for this race at Francorchamps. Don't forget, for the Daytona prototype cars, as we had UWE had a little bit of a scrubby moment as well. We got myself, Jess Paul, in the commentary box, filling in for Giles tonight, who is in France. Lucky him. And we also got, of course, as usual, James Montgomery in the commentary box alongside me. And Monty, it's just been a fun night, and we get to do it all over again.
Oh, I tell you what, this has been fantastic. If there's one thing this series has never disappointed in is, or lacked, I should say, it has been the action. These are university students who, yes, they're trying to make a career for themselves and a break for themselves in the engineering career, but they're still students. They get a little bit hot-headed, and you see it spill over on the track because they all want to win. They all have great pride in winning. And, well, this is can only be a good thing for the audience, really, seeing all of this entertainment happen.
Yes, indeed. And for those of you that just joined us and were living under a rock, where have you been? Because we've had action all night. We've had Wilkinson from the University of Cambridge, who did win the race in race 1. And since he's the sole driver tonight for that university, he'll be starting at the back, along with a few other teams as well who are doing one driver as well. So it'll be interesting to see how we can come from last place. Can he go from last to first? We have seen many drivers do that before in real life. Could we see it in Formula Student? We'll have to wait and see as well. And there's been some stellar performances as well. Good on to the whole guys as well. Salford as well. We were keeping an eye on teams that are on the hard tyres as well, that did a lot better than expected as well, which just goes to show sometimes it doesn't matter what tyre you run on, and it shows also that you can overtake. There were some really bold moves being made throughout this entire race that made me absolutely want to smile.
Absolutely, no, it was so entertaining to watch the whole thing, and no one wanted to give up at all. And yeah, it did mean a few of them did fall off the track a few times, but those who kept their nose clean really did. And I have to... Oh, God, we don't need to see that livery again. Quickly, run away! Let's run away! Let's run away. I have to say, though, I was really impressed with these guys here, Hole B, because...
yes.
Just for context, guys, they only joined midway through the season, so this is only their 3rd race in the series. And my understanding is that the B team is made up of their FS Static team, which apparently is a mixture of 1st, 2nd and 3rd years. Typically the Formula Student teams who actually build the cars and go to Silverstone tend to be final years and master students leading the project. So it's great to see that Hull have been giving their younger students an opportunity to get involved in their 1st and 2nd year. And because they're basically going to be the future of the team over the next couple of years, so to have that go away, we don't need to see that skin. To have that exposure now already, this can only do wonders for Hull over the next couple of years in their preparation for these races. However, enough of my rambling. We've now onto the grid. We've got a 4-minute countdown before the start, so this is just to give the teams a chance to do last-minute preparations to their controllers and stuff. Jess, shall we go through the grid?
Yeah, we should. I didn't go through it that much in the first race, so we do apologise, but since it gives me an actual chance to be better with the codes as well, and it does help you get to know which university is which. So the number 6, the first Hull team, will be starting on pole position. The number 2 of the University of Salford will be starting alongside Glasgow. We'll be starting in 3rd position. And number 25, number 4, the University of Cardiff. Number 39 will be starting there. P5, number 9, which is Trinity St David. I've got it right this time. I'm very proud of myself.
Boom,
number 6 and number 34, University of Manchester. Number 7 and the number 20, University of Kingston. Number 8, the number 18, the second University of York team. Number 9, which is
Victoria.
Victoria, there we go. You told me before we went live again, but there we go. They're starting now. Number 10 is the number 26. That is Strackline. Number 11 is the University of Oxford. The number 20. Oh, I'm getting a bit confused. It's been a long day, ladies and gentlemen. Long day. Yeah, number 10 was the number 26. Number 11 was Oxford. Number 12 was the number 47 of the whole, which is the first and second years. Number 13, number 27, which is Edinburgh. Number 14 is number 40. The first team of the University of York. The first one people that we starting on the back. First is number 4, last time's race winner, University of Cambridge of Wilkinson. Number 41, we starting 16th. That is the number 41. That is University of Aberdeen. Number 17 and number 5, which University of West of England, UWE is what we'd like to call them. University of Bolton, and number 3 will be starting 18th. And then we have Southampton, the number 1, that will be starting in 19th spot. And we have all our 19 drivers and universities racing. Who are you going to root for? Let us know in the live chat. Radek is voting for Hole B as well. Denise is saying let's go Kingston as well. Let us know who you're rooting for as well, and who's going to get the most points in this one as well. And, well, we'll see how Cambridge can do. Obviously, the University of Aberdeen, I believe, starting 60th. We'll see how far they can climb as well. I'm interested to see how Cardiff can do. They're starting 4th place in this race. A few people got involved in carnage at the start. What do you think they have learned from the first race going into race 2 in terms of lap 1?
I think there's a couple of things to look out for here. Just before I answer that, though, I just wanted to say fair play for naming all the teams there. For context, guys, just never even heard of Formula Student 6 hours ago, so you're learning very, very quickly. I think the ones to look out for, though, are these guys on the back, Bolton and Southampton, the championship protagonists, the only ones who can stop Glasgow going into the final round of this season from winning the title. Let's see what recovery drives they can do. However, as you said, Cardiff up to 4th here. Some of the teams respectfully, have a quicker driver, and they've saved them for the second race. Mr. Farmer in Cardiff is certainly their hero. Let's see what he can do here.
All the lights. We've got the lights. The 4-minute warm-up have went very, very quickly, actually. 6 red lights for race 2 in Spa-Francorchamps is a go. Let's see who has the best start this time as well. We've got Glasgow. It's got a really good start right in the middle, all heading towards their source for the first time. We got Cardiff in 4th position. Keep an eye on him. This time, Cardiff have got to a lot better start at the moment. Seems to be a lot cleaner through the start, which is really great to see. They've learned from race 1, it seems. Whole body away by 5/10 of a second as Glasgow catches up. And look at this, the number 9 of Trinity St David making headway as well, up into 4th place, and Salford up to 4th place. They overtaken Cardiff as well. Manchester's dropped position, Kingston as well. Already Wilkinson's up into 12th position, and there's someone that's gone off. Someone's gone off. That is Salford. They've dropped down into 5th spot. Manchester's dropped down to 9th. That's not good for them. A bit of contact being made in the background. These drivers have got to be careful past they're coming into Brussels then for the first time. And one driver that obviously Monty kept an eye on in the last race was Hole B. They up into 6th place. Hole both doing very well at the moment.
This has been a chaotic start. Less chaotic in the sense of crashes, just a lot of jiggery-pokery going around. As you say, look at that. Southampton in 11th. Cambridge already up to 9th. What a storm, and that's basically 10 places in the first half of the lap. Wilco's on an absolute rampage here. But also, look at that. Farmer for Cardiff. They're already up to 4th. So I suspect we're going to watch him pluck off a few more places. UWTSD as well in 3rd. So there you are, the Battle of Wales going on for 3rd and 4th. And but apart from all of that, it has to be said, Hull and Glasgow broken away at the front.
Oh, we got a few people in the background that's dropped off. That's the number 8 of, I think it's Victoria, the Basque Country, dropping down as well. And the team of Wales, University of York has dropped down too. And so many other teams as well have dropped down to number 27. That is Edinburgh as well, that had a very good race in race 1. They now drop down to the back of the grid, but there may be some drivers struggling more than others. Oh no, that's Aberdeen that's gone off. So it looks like the curse of the Scottish teams have pretty much started in race 2. It's not going well for them at all. Hopefully a safe rejoin for them. Luckily there's no cars behind them as well. And Cambridge down the inside of Southampton up into 8th spot. We've got Manchester that's gained a position as well. Cambridge, I have to say, is on an absolute flyer at the moment. I have to say, University of the night so far, started near the back, up to 7th spot. He's closing in on Holby as well. We've also got the number 9 of Trinity St. David up into 3rd spot. Picardi's going to fight back as well, up into 3rd spot. That's going to be an interesting fight for the podium spot as well. And that all that's doing is helping the top 2 break free as well. I have to say, this is absolutely incredible. I can tell you that all of the universities have gone for their fast drivers here because they've all got very similar pace as well. They've learned from the last one as well. Oh, someone's gone off! Someone has gone off. Who was that? Let me look at the live timings. That is Hole B that's gone off, the number 47.
Oh gosh, they were off to a great start as well. That's all right. It's still got 20 minutes left to go, so we'll see what happens there. I'm just looking at the timings. Glasgow only 0.3 of a second behind Hull as we start the climb back up the hill. I sniff a pass going into bus stop here, Jess.
Yeah, we've seen it before, and here he comes, and he's going to get, hopefully, a very nice toe. Heading towards Blanchamont as well, just before that as well, and we know Glasgow have had a really good season in this series, and they're looking to gain as many points as possible. They gained some decent points in the first race, and they scored the most points in pretty much round 6 when we were in Finland with the BMWs as well. I did watch that race to catch up on Formula Student, and it was a very nice race as well. Oh no!
That's Salford off. Oh!
And Glasgow too!
No, Glasgow are okay. That was me just cutting over the camera to Salford.
Right,
Sorry, don't worry.
over.
It's just Salford. Glasgow's still well up in second. They're all good.
Oh, okay, good. It's Seto Corsa playing mind games at the moment. I hope it was not Glasgow, jeez, because that would have been an absolute nightmare. Apologies if I scared all the Glasgow students as well, and maybe I owe them something at the moment. I'm not going to say what because it's not 9 o'clock yet. I can say it past 9 o'clock, but not yet. But probably the university students know what I mean. But Oxford having a much better time this time around, up into 13th spot, not last like they were in the last race, so making improvements as we go, which is great to see from them. Kingston also up into 6th as well.
Well, they were. They've just fallen off the track there by the looks of things, Jess. That's Hull sneaking back past Kingston.
Yeah, Hull B making a comeback, it seems, as well, even on those halves. So it shows that they have a very good setup. And we got Southampton as well. They need to get the points. And they're not doing that at the moment. But 8th should be okay for now. But it may not help them going into the final round as well. Meanwhile, at the front, a second now separates number 6 of Hull and number 25 of University of Glasgow. For those who are new to Formula Student, the first number that you see on their pretty much display name, if you like, is their team number, and the second part of it is their university code as well, and then the final part is the driver that is racing for them tonight as well. Some of them use, obviously, most of them I believe use their last name as well. So right. There we go. Just for those of you that have got a bit confused, it took me a while to get used to that when I was looking at the streams earlier on today as well. But for those of you that didn't cut the tail a bit, but more bus stop moves it looks like, as we've got Hull B and Kingston going on for a charge, heading towards there as well, and that's going to be, I think, entertaining as well. It's getting quite dark as well here in the night time on Francorchamps. No, it's 1:06 p.m. actually, according to that, or is it just my mind playing mind games? I don't know. But it's going to be a dive bomb in towards that source, and it looks like he made that work. Fair play to the number 26 of Strathclyde. One of the moves of the race so far, and they're up into 10th spot. And then we got number 11 of Bolton then, trying to make headway as well. They gain a lot of positions at the start as well. They are a one-man team tonight as well, I believe. And they're already up to 11, so they're having the race of their life right now. Heading towards that Covenant. Are they going to get P10 from the number 26 of Strathclyde? The answer to that is no. They missed their breaking point, unfortunately. and they do let the University of Strathclyde through. Kingston is off! Kingston is off and spinned in the wall!
I can't keep up with this. I'm so sorry, Jeff. There's just so much going on at the moment. It's fantastic to see. This is beautiful. This is carnage everywhere going on. And whilst all this is happening, I've seen that Lasson's, the Canadian York University, apparently a DNF now. I've just been watching them tumble down the order as well. So something's happened to them. I'm going to move back to Cambridge here because as we come onto the back straight, they're up to fifth. And they're up to fifth and they're sniffing for fourth now. They're right behind Trinity St. David.
I think they have the setup that we were looking for. As I was saying in race 1, they must have spent a lot of time preparing for this race. Each university surely has one race that they look forward to the most. I think for Cambridge, this is one of those races. Even though these soft tyres may not perform as expected for Cambridge, they don't care. They're proving everybody wrong, and it's really great to see. And there was almost a bit of contact there. Obviously, in the first race, they were very dominant, and they're having to work for it here, which is always nice to see them in a little bit of a battle. The University of Trinity St. David sent the fastest lap of the race so far. Now it belongs to Southampton down in 6th spot. A much better race for them, but getting close to Cambridge, but not quite as well. We got Vittorio, who is down in 16th place, along with Aberdeen. Who's going to make headway as well. It's not going to be that long, unfortunately, for that towards the end, but still a long way to go. Here comes Wilkinson again, the man on a mission. He wants to try and get onto the podium from the back of the grid, and he's made one step forward. But no, he's not. No, he's not. He's hit the wall.
So that looks like
a shame for Cambridge.
That looks like there was contact there. Wilco went bouncing off to the right there, so I suspect them two try to put two into one, and one survives, and Cambridge has it all to do again. Thankfully, not too bad. Still in 6th. We'll return to this battle later.
Still in 6th place. They lost a bit of time to Southampton. That's the thing. And all that time lost means losing valuable championship points. It's not just about first and second. It's about many more championship points as well, because some people just find for glory points to be the best university in their area, potentially, as well. Who's going to be the best England university? Who's going to be the best Scotland university? Well, we know who's going to be the best Scotland university. It's going to be Glasgow, but who's going to be the best England university? We'll have to wait and see. We've got P15 at the moment, number 5, UWE as well, who's gone off the circuit a little bit. That's in the university in Bristol as well. I visited there for I think it was to just visit their radio facilities as well, and one of their conferences as well. It was a very nice uni, actually, very modern facilities. Anyway, Southampton's made the move past Trinity St. David, and they're up into 4th place. So Southampton's doing very well. Their next stop is Cardiff in 3rd position, and they set the fastest lap of the race so far. Can they get on the podium? I'm just looking at Cardiff's last lap. Cardiff's last lap, they struggled a little bit. 2:08.5. So I wonder what's happened there on Cardiff's last lap. And that's given Southampton quite a bit of an advantage on this lap then as well. It might just be a bit of a tank tapping from Cardiff, but Cardiff are still in 3rd. But yeah, it's not normal for them to drop like about 5-6 seconds on one lap, is it?
No, I suspect there must have been an incident which we missed out there, but time will tell whether it's because of short fueling and Cardiff in economy mode at the moment. It's not been the first time this year they've run out of fuel. York's off.
Yep, there's a crash, and the number, I think, quite a few people have gone off actually as well. And they're going side by side, bit of spin as well, as the York's down to 18th spot as well. I like about the live times, it actually tells you if they crashed.
Yes, the live time too is fantastic.
It's really attention grabbing, it really is. But don't forget, if you want to check out the live timing, it's not just a feature for us commentators, as much as we like it just to be it for commentators. We like you to see the data as well. So I think Dane will very kindly put it in the chat again. If you want to see the lap times of your favourite universities as well and see where they are in relation to everybody else, make sure you check out our live times. There's only one service there, and please check out one of our sponsors, Emperor Servers, who have provided all the servers this season. for Formula Students. So thank you very much to them. Without them, this sim series that we're putting on won't be possible. So thank you very much to them. As we've got the University of York, the second team, number 18, in 15th position, chasing down Vittorio for P14 as well. Almost got into the gravel trap as well. They all tend to be using that curve. Meanwhile, we've got the University of Bolton and the University of Hull going for 8th spot through the bus stop chicane. Hull looks like he's going to have some room there as well. And we can see Bolton being 2 seconds of that quicker on that last run. And we've got Strathclyde catching up too. So if they're not careful, Strathclyde could catch up before we know it. And also end in pursuit. As we can see what they do here. Up the hill towards our ridge. We've got 11 minutes to go at Southampton. Oh, there's so much going on. It's hard to keep up. Southampton's up to 3rd. Cambridge is finally back up to 5th, making headway. He's got 2 seconds to fight. He almost went off the circuit once again. He's got to be careful, but he's given it everything. Now Hull's up to 8th. Hull and Bolton are giving it everything, it looks like. But just watch how Cambridge is defending from Trinity St. David. Absolutely incredible.
I have to say, the recovery drives of both Wilco and Bolton and Southampton have been fantastic to watch. There's Bolton in 8th already. Wilkinson arguably could have been a bit higher up the order already if it weren't for that contact with UWTST earlier, but they're making for amends. However, Southampton from last to 3rd in 14 minutes. What a recovery
incredible
drive.
And that's one of their fastest drivers, and I have to say, if you are one driver running and you know you didn't do well in the first race, if you're looking for redemption, this is the team, really.
Yeah, and William Hare is
on the back foot.
Absolutely, and William Hare is doing a stonking job being the sole rep for Southampton tonight. I can see that Albert Hare is cheering him on in the YouTube channel tonight from oh, you're going to have to forgive me, Albert. You're somewhere in the Middle East, aren't you? Qatar. I seem to remember you messaged him from in the past, isn't it? So.
Oh, very nice,
yes.
Very nice. And Formula One is actually making a return to Qatar as well, and the WEC as well, WEC. So there we go. Even though it's a MotoGP track as well, it's nice to have some representative races in Qatar as well, in Albert's home country, which I hope it is as well. Otherwise, both of us have made a complete fool as well. Yes, it is Qatar. Woo, we got it right. Okay, good. Hope you're doing good as well. And I am actually looking forward to both of these series going to Qatar as well. Not going to say it too much about obviously the new F1 23 game, because I do have thoughts on that, and you'll find out on that in the middle of this week as well, as UWE set the fastest lap of the race, and he was defending from the second York team as well. So let's jump back to Cambridge. Are they going to make... Oh, they're 9 tenths already behind Cardiff. Oh my goodness. I have to say, you know who this driver reminds me of? The driver that started 14th, went on to win the race in Belgium last year in Formula One, Max Verstappen. He reminds me of him, and he's doing exactly that at the moment. I don't think he's going to win, but he's giving me Max Verstappen, Lewis Hamilton vibes, where they start near the back and climbing their way back up the field.
I hope for your sake that he's a Max Verstappen fan, because if he isn't, that's the biggest insult you've just given him after a stonking drive.
No, he don't. If he's not a Max Verstappen fan, I'm sorry, but the reason why I said Max Verstappen is always good at making moves higher up the field and climbing up to where he is. So I didn't mean it as an insult at all, because Verstappen is a good driver, and so is Wilkinson as well. So I do apologise. That's another driver that I owe something later on. If I do go to Silverstone, by the way, in a month's time, I've got to see if I can afford it.
Lots of beers.
Yeah, I'm going to see, lots of beers. I'll say, A, if I could afford it, because I've already spent a lot of money for the British Grand Prix, and B, if I could get time off work, because I've already got time off work for Silverstone. But if I do go, I do owe you some beers, Wilkinson, if I get your favourite driver on. But hey-ho, it looks like he's going to get another driver of Farm as well. It's Cambridge versus Cardiff as well. They've had a rivalry many times in many university competitions. And I think it's going to be a slam dunk, I think, for Wilkinson. Absolutely fantastic as well from Wilkinson. Up into 4th place.
Ooh, Farmer
maybe
wasn't giving
maybe
up.
not. It's contact. Oh my goodness. Every time I speak. Oh no!
Oh, that didn't work out well at all, Aaron. I'm so sorry. I shouldn't be laughing at that one, but...
I wish I'm so frustrated because every time I talk good about them, they end up spinning as well.
That's... Oh, no, Aaron. The last of the late breakers there, but that was just a little bit too late, friend. That was fantastically held on, but no, what a shame, what a shame. I've got to make up all those positions again then. Thankfully, Wilkinson
nice try.
did... Exactly. Wilkinson thankfully did survive. He didn't spin off. He's still there in the 4th. But Aaron Farmer there in 8th position for Cardiff. I've also got to apologise to Giles because I know he's going to be watching, and Giles is a student at the University of Cardiff, so he would not have liked watching that either. But come on, Aaron, you've got this. You've got 6 more minutes to make up some places.
Albert's going to watch the Qatar Grand Prix in real life as well. That's cool. You're going to be there for the British Grand Prix as well. I might see you there then. I might see you there in a couple of weeks' time as well. If I bump into you. I don't know what you look like, but hopefully I'll see you there as well. Let us know if any of you are going to Silverstone for the British Grand Prix as well. All free. And by the way, Formula Student tickets released today. If you are interested, check the Silverstone website. Very good deal as well. You got to get to see 2 days of action as well, seeing quite a lot of these teams who are racing in tonight take part in real life events, and they've designed their own car as well with the same similar setups as we're seeing tonight as well. So make sure you check those out. Make sure you leave this video a like as well. Hit that subscribe button and hit that bell if you are new. We're on 5.17k subscribers, which I have to say is pretty good, and it'll be good if we can reach more goals in the future as well. Absolutely amazing. And oh my, the thing I don't like about these sprints, Monty, is we don't have long left to go though, because we've got almost 5 minutes left to go. I kind of wish it was about 40 minutes. As all, we've got Victoria who is battling with UWE for 15th position as they head towards the source. The track is starting to set here in the Ardennes for us, of course. Luckily no rain though, which is great to see.
Don't jinx it. No, I'm joking. There's no rain set on the game tonight, so we should be absolutely fine on this one. But it does look beautiful, doesn't it? I appreciate it's just a simulator, but it still looks fantastic as a spectacle.
Yes, I remember commentating on a set of course called Petitione, and I did. Oh no!
Spun.
That's Trinity St. David off.
Oh dear, so something must have happened on the exit of No Name Corner then. They've gone spinning round. That's them down to 9th, potentially 10th. Is Strathclyde? No, the Strathclyde's not close enough for that one. But look at that, that's benefited Bolton. They're up to 6th, Cardiff up to 7th, Holby up to 8th. I'll tell you what, saving grace for Southampton and for Bolton here. Fine recovery drives from them to try and keep that championship going into the final round now.
It is game on, I think, for the championship, I have to say. And it will, at the moment, as it stands, go to the final. And don't forget, it's going to be held at the Williams Esports Centre as well. And I was going to go one time, but I put so many days off at work one week that I couldn't go, so which was annoying. But from the images, at least, it looks very nice. And if you do want to go for an open evening or a Grand Prix weekend, I would recommend that you go to it, because from what I've heard from people, absolutely brilliant. I can't wait to see what these drivers can do in a month's time for round number 8. Obviously, stuff to be revealed very, very soon about the tracks and all that, and who's going to be taking part as well in the LAN event, as we got Manchester down to 13th spot. Had a good start, but got involved in some instance, but still not giving up, as I was saying, which is really great to see as well. 10 laps have gone in this Ardennes Forest as well. We've got Hold at least number 6 by 4.4 seconds. Not as much as what Cambridge was in the last round, but still, if you are leading, that is a very good sign, and it's a very good lead as well. Still, 4.4 seconds is still huge in a track like Spa, which has such a good history here as well. And I don't think Cambridge is going to get on the podium, but unless they can find 8 seconds in 2 laps. But never say never. And yeah, anything can happen, of course. But fair play still to see number 40 not giving up as well. The University of York, they're still going strong, collecting some valuable setup data which they can use for the challenges that they got set up for the beginning of July.
Absolutely, and I'm really hyped for July as well. We went for a recce there, a couple of the IMECI team members recently, just to kind of work out the logistics of the centre. It's a phenomenal centre, so honestly, Jess, if you get a chance, go there, because it's like nothing I've ever seen before. I was really... It's
about 90 quid for an esports evening, I think, if you want to race on the game.
Bargain.
Oh no,
Ooh.
That's York off.
That's a good save. Good save from York there. Very nice drifting. I didn't know you could do that with the DPI cars, but they're proving me wrong. They're proving me wrong. Oh, there's Strathclyde off.
Oh no, that is Strathclyde, I believe.
Yep.
I am getting used to the names now, but they're off.
Oh dear, something must have happened there. A casual spin or something at the bottom of the hill.
Yes.
Yes, hopefully they can recover from that. They're still in 11th, so they still get some good points from that at least. But as we come into the final 2 minutes of the race now, let's see where Hull is at the moment. They are... So this is probably going to be their penultimate lap, I reckon, looking at the day on the track. Yes,
penultimate lap of this race, yes, I believe as well. And Hull was one of the universities we were talking about earlier, but it wasn't the team that we thought. It was Hull B that did well in the first race. It's the first Hull team that are doing well in the second place. Hull are going to be leaving tonight. One side of the garage, very, very happy. One side of the garage are going to be okay, but still obviously a lot to improve on as well.
Do you know,
so there we go.
I think the Ho team are going to be quite happy on the Ho, because, you know, Ho B is their first and second years, so they're not expecting a lot. They're joining halfway through the season, so I think for them a pair of top 10s, they'll be quite ecstatic with that, actually. But so with Hole A here, I believe their other driver did maybe come 4th or 5th in the first race. So combine that with a victory here, they may have a chance of... I'm just trying to work this out in my head. So Glasgow had 2 seconds if things remain as it is. So I suspect Glasgow is going to have another overall victory tonight based on that consistency. But with
four in a row.
Exactly. But with Ho picking up a top 5 finish and a victory, I reckon they're going to have a top 3 finish overall as well, which is going to be absolutely... I think they'll be over the moon with that one. Especially after all of their concerns about the soft tyres running up into tonight's event.
Oh yes, definitely. I have to say though, even with those concerns, I think it's made for some more great racing as well. So even though there were some issues at the start of the week, fair play to you, Monty, and the team for dealing with it. I don't envy you, not gonna lie, with what you had to deal with, but I have to say the drivers have dealt with it very, very well as well. And a lot of these drivers got used to the changes as well, which was very, very great to see. And thank you to all the drivers for cooperating with us as well, which is awesome. And they've all given us a great spectacle tonight. And hopefully, if you are watching the race back as well, Hull had a nice drift as well. To be fair,
heart to the mouth there. I thought that was about us to watch Hull go spinning off.
I thought that was race over and Glasgow could have won that one, but no. That was an absolute nightmare. That his race could have ended like that. But the white flag is shown, so for the final time, heading towards, I believe it's Stavolo 1 and 2 past campus as well, the number 6. And who else is... Not many battles, I think, happening this time around in the final lap. They're all pretty much just getting in their rhythm as well, and... It's just been a lot of fun as well. Hope you guys enjoyed as well. And here he comes, M3 Blanchimont as well for the final time tonight into the sunset as well. And I know the likes of Hull and Cambridge and Glasgow, all those 3 teams are going to be sleeping really nicely tonight. But let's watch Hull then through the bus stop chicane. I wonder if he's going to be doing some lifting and coasting. He doesn't look like he's been lifting and coasting, but Hull wins the second race of the night. We have 2 winners tonight, and this race belongs to the University of Hull. University of Glasgow take their second place in a row. I do believe that means they take the overall round win, but we will need to double check the points as we just said. Southampton, what a recovery to 3rd place. They're going to be happy with that as well. Cambridge from near the back of the grid to 4th place. That's great. Both from Southampton and Cambridge are running one driver tonight. Salford in 5th. We've got Bolton in 6th. Great recovery drive for them as well. Cardiff, what could have been for them, but still solid point as well in 7th. Holby, great result for them. Oh, and they hit each other across the line.
Beautiful.
That's just a bit of fun. Once they cross the line, it's just for they're just doing donuts and just hitting each other.
See, you can't do this in real life. You can't do this in real life because you get injured.
No, you
whereas
can't.
in the
You'll
sim
get
racing
killed.
world, exactly. Whereas in this world, it's just boop off everyone and see what happens. Go on, go and hit. Oh, damn. Missed that
go
one.
on, Kingston. Hit a choking.
Right, come on, Strathclyde. Going into someone. Go. Oh, he's going for it. Come on.
Well, we are past Watershed now, so they can do it.
Exactly. Come on, there's got to be someone out there that wants to just bounce off. Oh, they're doing some donuts. Manchester, Victoria Lassonde.
Yeah, Manchester across the line. And we got Victoria across the line as well. York. And then we got number 27 of Edinburgh. What could have been for them? What a shame for them to get involved in the car early on as well. University of West of England will be the next cross the line in a few moments' time. There we go. And I do believe... Oh, Oxford is... Where's Oxford? They stopped.
They've run out of fuel on the last lap. Oh, dear.
Oh, no.
Look at that. The revs are out.
That's why they got a red thing. No fuel. Wait, what? 20.
What a shame. What a shame. Oxford out on the last lap.
And they had a good... literally had... Majority of the race was very good for them as well.
Absolutely.
Oh, that's cruel. That is cruel, but unfortunately, Monty, that is racing sometimes. But apart from, obviously, Oxford, I think no one's been lapped, I believe, in this race, which is always nice to see, which makes it for some great entertainment. So that is it then for tonight's race. But not over for the stream. In just a few moments' time, we will speak to Wilkinson and the whole driver as well. But yeah, before we head to that though, just so we could get those drivers in, we're going to take you in for a quick break, and then we'll have a chance to speak to our 2 drivers that won the race tonight. So grab yourself a drink, and we'll see you in a couple of minutes. Hello, welcome back, and what a brilliant evening that we had this evening for our first first races of the evening we've had at the Spa Francorchamps as well. They definitely delivered as well, and some good battles throughout as well. We literally did not stop with things to talk about as well. It was absolutely insane. Some very great moments there, Monty.
It was fantastic to commentate on. It was very entertaining, and as always, the students put up a fantastic show with lots of calamity and some thoroughly impressive drives throughout the field. One in particular I'm looking forward to interviewing just now, because we got to watch him in 2 races. One from the front and stay at the front, and then the other one from the back of the grid and, well, get back to the front, really. So, should we go and ask him how he did it?
Yeah, let's interview our race 1 winner right now, and it's from the University of Cambridge, and it's Mr. Alex Wilkinson. Alex, brilliant drive throughout the whole session here today. First of all, let's talk about your first race as well. Brilliant qualifying session as well. Talk us through how you did it and how you felt.
Yeah, it was a bit hectic. Dropped the fuel out, went for a few runs, but I was really struggling to get the car hooked up. And then that second last lap I ran, just got the line in all the corners, got the car settled and online, and the time just followed. Found like temps in every corner, and yeah, pretty stonking lap. Very happy. First pole of the season. Took a while, but yeah, good stuff.
First pole of the season, I have to say, pretty much incredible, and you done it on the penultimate round. It's brilliant as well. So talk us through the start then as well, because usually sometimes starting on pole may not be the best of things, but starting on pole for you was very good. You had some tough competitors alongside you as well, and how tough was it?
Yeah, I mean, Spa, the start is always a nightmare. The run to turn 1's really short. Everyone goes diving up the inside. If there's a crash, it's just a bowling alley. And then you've got, even if you survive turn 1, keep the lead, you've got the run down the straight, flat all the way. And we were running a higher downforce setup than I think some of our competitors, so I knew I had to get turn 1 right, but even if I did, there was a risk I'd have to fight down the straight and potentially lose. I actually got a really bad start, bogged down the engine in traction control. And then went deep on the brakes, but it turned out to actually be the perfect turn 1, because that then backed up the pack. And I was heading down the straight out to turn 1 and looked behind, and there was like 5 cars wide and like a nice almost second gap. So that worry I had of the slipstream wasn't actually an issue.
Personally, I thought you had a good start as well. But you gained like a second heading towards El Rouge, but I think there was people having trouble behind you as well. But
yeah,
before we talk
maybe
about
going too
race,
wide and stuff.
Yeah. Before we talk about race 2, because you had a great recovery in race 2, I did see what you put in the chat. Talk us through the last lap, because we thought that, well, we didn't notice because obviously you were dominating, but apparently you were lifting and coasting on the final lap. Were you a bit
no,
worried?
Sorry, I think you're the wrong person.
Oh, is it the wrong person?
I'm so sorry.
Monty told me someone it was you.
Yeah, no, that's entirely my fault, Wilco. I thought that was your YouTube channel, which I saw commenting saying, yeah, I was running out of fuel on the last lap. In that case, oh gosh, let's see if I can find them. Who was it who said that? We need them to identify themselves.
No, I had spare fuel. I've had too many issues, or seen too many issues, both ways.
I do apologise.
No, I apologise. No, that's my fault, Jess. In that case, anything randomly taped, identify yourself on the chats on YouTube, please. I want to know who I've just misquoted and identified as being Mr. Wilkinson.
So sorry.
My fault there, Jess.
It is Monty's fault. You can blame Monty. Monty owes some beers to you when you go to Silverstone.
That's right. I've been used to most people blaming me this week, so what's another beer?
Yeah, let's talk about race 2. Obviously, you're the sole representative of Cambridge tonight, so you started at the back of the grid. I have to say, your comeback drive was absolutely amazing. Had a bit of some close moment for some universities as well, but it looked like you had a bit of fun there during that race. You had nothing to lose after you got that win.
Definitely. I mean, it's become a habit of mine, either starting at the back or getting knocked to the back and then having to make comeback drives, and I always find them the most fun, just sort of pushing no limits and just going all in. But yeah, it turned out very well. I went for an alternative strategy. I actually changed setup. So the first race I went higher downforce for the lap time, but the second race, to get easier overtakes, I dropped the downforce. But that then meant I had to adapt, so I actually lost a lot of confidence on brakes, which caused some interesting overtakes where, like at the end of the straight, people would come back around the outside, and we had a few issues there. But yeah, really strong turn one, managed to slip right up the inside and pass half the grid. Managed to avoid some carnage coming out of Eau Rouge as well, which was fortunate. And then just battling the way through the pack, trying to get as far to the front as possible, make the most out of it.
I think I could tell you were running much lower downforce compared to the first race as well, because obviously braking towards their com can be quite tricky as well. So understandable then, and the rest speaks itself. So congratulations on your result in race 2 as well.
Thank you.
Next round number 8, of course, will be at Williams Esports as well. Different mentality, because obviously you're so used to racing at home. How different is it going to be racing in a different environment that you're not used to as well? Different position as well in terms of rigs. Do you think that's going to help you or hinder you?
Definitely hinder. Last year it was quite a big struggle, acclimatizing to different equipment and different settings. We'll see how it is this year, but I mean, it's always a struggle. Especially I race in virtual reality, so I'm not sure if that will be accommodated. I doubt it. So I'll probably actually be quite slow. It's definitely a good assist. But yeah, I imagine it'll be difficult, but definitely a lot of fun. And also the heat format is very different. So looking forward to that.
Yeah, hopefully you do well there as well. We can see that stream live on the Formula Student channel in about a month's time as well. And yeah, do you think you can sneak a final win maybe in those heats in a month's time then?
We'll see. No point calling shots too early, but always hopeful.
And I have to say, obviously, best of luck for that. Best of luck for you getting your real life car sorted for a month's time as well. Looking forward to seeing that. And we will let you go and celebrate your win. Congratulations, Alex Wilkinson from the University of Cambridge. And you can see their Instagrams linked there as well. Have you got any socials as well that we could give a plug? You race on your own tonight. You deserve a bit of a plug here tonight.
Personal ones, I'm afraid not. So yeah, go check out the university team stuff. Just
check the University of Cambridge one on the screen then, but there we go. So we'll let you enjoy the rest of your evening, and who knows, I may see you in the post of driver's briefing as well, so I may speak to you then. But Alex Wilkinson, race 1 winner, congratulations.
Thank you very much. See ya.
Right, so we've heard from our first race winner. Let's go to race number 2. And it's from the University of Hull, who drove a superb race, never looked back as well, 4 seconds back. It's Hazem. Hazem, how are you? And first of all, congratulations on that win as well. Wasn't easy in the first couple of laps, but you pretty much breezed to get get a victory today, and some good points for the University of Hull tonight. How does it feel?
Yeah, absolutely. Hello, and obviously thanks for organizing this as always. Thanks for commentating. Yeah, it's the start was very rough with the standing start into the first corner, but then we managed to pick up the pace a little bit and stay consistent and form that gap as we went through the race. Yeah.
Yes, indeed as well. And obviously, I have to say, Hull's driven a really, really great weekend so far as well. What setup did you choose for this track? So obviously, we saw some people running high downforce, some people running low downforce. Did you mix it up between the races, between you and your drivers as well, that you were racing with?
Yeah, so a big shout out to Guillaume, obviously my teammate. You know, he's our main race engineer here in the sim team. Our main issue with this race was the heat temperatures in the middle sector. And we worked basically as hard as we can to make a setup that carries that heat throughout the middle sector, so you don't lose too much, because that's the bulk of Spa. That's the hardest part of Spa. That's where you make at least like a second and a half on times. But yeah, downforce was in the middle. It wasn't too high, it wasn't too low. We just had a balanced car, make sure to have a good stable car so we can finish the race. Yeah.
Usually playing it safe sometimes work, and that is exactly what you did tonight. And just like Cambridge did in the first race, you never looked back, and it's really great to see, and hopefully very soon after we have the interview, we'll look at the final standings for race 7 to see if it's either Glasgow or Hull that will top that. I think it will be quite close because you did very well in the first race as well. Did your teammate doing well in the first race help you boost that confidence in the second race, do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we've been working hard for the entire season. Guillaume has been great, honestly. Without Guillaume, there wouldn't be a simulator team in this university. You know, he works night and day. It's his passion, you know. And we're really pushing the strategies in the last 4 races to actually, you know, position ourselves best for now and for Silverstone. So hopefully everything goes well in the next final round. Yeah.
Yes, final round, Williams Esports Centre as well. Different environment, people not used to it as well, but a very fun centre to race in as well. We spoke to Alex. It said it would hinder him as well. He struggled a bit last year as well. What do you make of it as well, racing in a different environment that you're not used to? Do you like it, or is this something that you could struggle with in a month's time?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I like it. I mean, I like the challenge. I like to adapt as much as possible, even if it's a different rig. Obviously, the brakes there will be completely different from what we're used to. I mean, me and Guillaume racing completely different, simulator setups. So it will be very interesting, and I'm looking forward to meeting everyone again in person and visiting the Williams headquarters as well. Yeah, it should be a very fun round.
Not that long to go, believe it or not. So looking forward to that as well. And I did say it to Alex just a moment ago. You had your win tonight, and obviously did well this season. Do you think Hull could get another win in the heats when we see you racing in a month's time?
That's the plan, but you know how racing is. Sometimes you get hit in the first corner, sometimes you have a clean race like what happened today. You know, that's why we always show up, no matter how hard it is, no matter how good it is. So yeah, it will be very interesting. I think everyone will enjoy watching what's going to happen next race.
And of course, you obviously got to concentrate on your real life car as well, which I have to say a lot of people have been putting in a lot of effort as well. So good job for everyone balancing there. But we will let you go. It was nice to speak to you as well and hear your thoughts about the race. Congratulations, Harry. The University of Hull, the Instagram is on your screen if you would like to follow their Formula student team as well. But we will let you celebrate with the rest of your team because Hull, I think, will be celebrating tonight. The University of Hull, the number 6. Harry, congratulations.
Thank you. And thanks for obviously commentating today and organizing all of this. Always a pleasure.
No worries. Thank you for racing. And I think that wraps up the stream. We had our driver interviews, and what a brilliant evening, Monty. It was nice to hear from our 2 winners as well. And I'm just trying to remember actually how close it once was. Obviously, Glasgow had 2 second places. We've had Hull with their good results as well. I haven't seen the results yet, but I think it's going to be very, very, very close between the 2. Have you got the final results yet, or that are still looking at it?
Yep, no, I've got the final results here, Jess. It is very, very close. I can't believe this at all. It was exactly what we thought it was going to be. So let me go and swap the pages over, and we can go mooch on this together. So after 2 hours of racing, my goodness, guys, this is absolutely pleasing. So, what were we going for, Jess? Is it going to be Glasgow going for a 4th win of the year in a row?
It was either Glasgow for 4th win or Hull. Has Hull won a round yet? Shall
I put you out of your misery?
Go on then.
There we go.
Wow.
By a single point, University of Hull have won. Even up, so Glasgow 2 second places got them 90 points. Hull, with their results, also scored 90 points. The defining difference, Mr. Zaki, Mr. Zaki got pole position, and that bonus point which got it gave him that extra point to take overall honours tonight. So by a single point, University of Hull have won round 7 from the University of Glasgow 2nd on 90 points, and the University of Salford 3rd on 80. Cambridge arguably should have won it overall, but because they were on a 1-driver entry and had to take half-point penalty in the second race, That's dropped them down to 4th on only 72 points. Ditto with the University of Southampton. They should have been in the top 3 as well, but having to take on half points in the second race for their one driver penalty means they're only there in 5th on 61 points. But what a finish to a great night's racing, AJS.
I have to say, I'm sure Hull, and especially the 2 drivers that are racing tonight, and even the whole B team, will be very happy with that as well. And may I ask, what does that do with our overall standings, may I ask? Well, we can reveal it to you as well, with obviously Hull topping it as well. Obviously, Hull will now move. Look at that. Hull was moved up to 3rd, overtaking the University of Bolton. So those points tonight really helped them. So Glasgow being 2nd tonight, it just doesn't really matter, to be honest. If they finish 2nd tonight, they're still going to be leading the championship. 665 points. University of Southampton 575. That still does mean, though, it's still between them and Glasgow to win the championship next time out in Williams Esport. It could go down to either one of them. So good luck to the pair of them as well. Still the fight for 3rd place as well between Hull and Bolton. Hull overtook them from Bolton tonight, so it's going to be close there. An interesting fight between 5th place as well, between Trinity St David and University of Salford as well. Strathclyde in 7th, 399. Wolverhampton, obviously with UWE racing tonight, 368 points. And Cardiff University rounds up your top 10 as well. Those are your top 20 as well. And good to see Hull up there after that great result. Moved up to 3rd place, Monty.
Absolutely. That was very pleasing to see tonight. That was a bit of an unusual result. I think we were getting a bit too used to seeing Glasgow win, so I'm very, very pleased to see that another team has won. I'm also very pleased for Hull to see that after all their concerns, that it all came good in the end and they were able to... The gamble that they'd gone for with their strategy did pay off, and they've taken overall victory for tonight. But moving on into round 8, I'll tell you what I'm also looking forward to. There's a championship hunt going on there. Granted, it's not a big one, but it's enough of a one which means, mathematically speaking at least, with still 100 points to play for, plus an extra 25 points in their final engineering challenge, that fat lady hasn't sung just yet, Jess, so it's all to play for in the final round next month at Williams Esports venue, and I am absolutely stoked for this.
I think I'm more excited to watch it as well. It's going to be absolutely electric. So make sure you subscribe to the Formula Student YouTube channel as well. Like this video if you haven't already. Hit that subscribe button and hit that bell if you are new as well. In just about a month's time, we will find out who will be the Formula Student champion as well. Also, thank you very much to our sponsors, JJ Racing and also Emperor Servers, who have run the servers tonight. So a massive well done to them. Thank you to everyone that's organised this as well. Institution of Mechanical Engineers as well. Very good charity. So thank you very much to them for hosting this as well and organising it. Thank you to Monty for allowing me to come on today. It's been absolutely brilliant. I'm absolutely enjoying myself.
It's been an absolute pleasure to have you on board, Jess. Thank you so much for covering at such last minute. And for some that didn't even know what Formula Student was 12 hours ago, you've picked up a lot of knowledge. Thank you so much, and we've really enjoyed having you on board tonight.
I absolutely loved it. I did a lot of research as well, and I think you've given me a lot of nice stuff about Formula Student as well, so thank you very much as well.
I can talk.
We will leave you to it. Giles will be back for round number 8 for the final round of the season. Who will take the championship? Will it be the University of Glasgow or the University of Southampton? For myself and James Montgomery, we'll see you in a month's time for some eSport action and for the real life event in Silverstone. Have a good evening, everybody. Take care, stay safe, and good night.